Has shown up, and he's going from the south. Well, yeah, we're southeast-ish.
Staying south. There's a helicopter now.
Sorry, southwest.
In there.
Sorry, to the northwest. So it's going to be obviously quite tricky for Yala, BTR, Myth as well, who all like to drop on the eastern side of the map. So I'm curious if they have secondary drop spots that they're looking to utilize in this Erangel map.
I'll see how this one's going to be closing off, though. You see how Jason on the desk, when I'm not there, he's attacking me even more. I'm giving on my medal to the pedal, how I say consistency a lot.
Yeah.
Like, not gonna lie, I'm not there to defend myself. Jason, I'm...
But here's the thing.
Not nice.
Here's the thing, Max, would you realistically be able to defend yourself, though?
That's a completely different matter. The thing is I'm not there. Probably not. Let's be clear. He's very tall, right? When we meet him in LAN, hopefully we'll have LANs at the end of the year. Yeah, I'm scared. And he stares at me when I'm eating a banana too, man. I don't know. The guy.
Yeah, but that's for different reasons, mate. That's
probably something off topic completely. Though what's going to be also off playing path is going to be the circle. It's completely off of that one. So not a lot of teams are going to be into that one. So early rotations are going to be important. I'm expecting a few to try and pull them off. BTR, we're talking about them on a desk, hoping to see them get themselves a good result up and through. They're going to be already inside the circle itself, so no big issues. Though, Primorsk, having a team in there doesn't happen all the time, and now having 3 on top of that, now that's something really out of the realm of possibilities we usually see in PUBG Mobile Esports.
We have Yala from Saudi Arabia, we have Myths from Algeria, we have Fnatic Zombies from UAE, and Hamco has started things off in a nice way with the M16. Just want to say, that is a wholly underrated weapon in my eyes. The burst fire can be a little bit tricky to handle, but when you do, it can do a lot of damage, and in this case it certainly has on the Broly, but most likely inside the cafe the revive will come out, because I just don't think Fnatic Zombies as a team are ready to at least fight. However, it will slow down the Myths inside their Primorsk position.
Nah, I don't like the M16. I don't like it.
Really?
Nah, because I can't use it.
Okay, fair enough then.
That's why I'm here talking about the game instead of playing, man. I can't use anything. The only thing I can use is a DP28, man, and that's great. Same as Uzi.
Fair enough.
I only get like a bit of damage. This is great. I'm still happy with myself. I'm still proud. Still get killed by bots every once in a while.
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You know what? We'll see if we're going to be proud of Hamco Fire, as he's going to try and fire up this game. Spotted out with a DP28 to Hosem of Myth. He's going far and wide, but you should hear the footsteps. You should be... Oh, hits one, hits the second, and Hosem will be the one to get things done with the Vector. And they're going to go and instantly confirm that kill.
One thing I've got to ask, though, is...
Yeah.
Hamco got the first kill onto a Myth player. Where the hell is the rest of the Fnatic Zombies team, right? Again, I'm not saying they are able to push it as a team, but the best thing you can do in that situation is at least join up with your teammate that has done a wonderful job of getting an initial knock. So if there's any kind of attempt for Myth to fight back, that Fnatic Zombies are there as a team. That wasn't the case. Myth did fight back. Hamco got taken out. Just poor team play from Fnatic Zombies in that moment.
I guess to put it in as words is, you have one player taking a fight, gets the kill, you know he alerted his position and given that information over to other teams, so because of that, you should back him up. Actually, I fully agree with that. I think there was definitely something to do with Hamco Fire's position. Unfortunately, it seemed like that was not meant to be in this one. Myth trying to move around the place a little bit. Fnatic Zombies. I'm happy for Fnatic Zombies to have found a secondary drop location. I thought that they were going to be a one-hit wonder team where they're always dropping Novo, even if the plane path was not going to be good. I'm happy to see that that is not the case, but now you're actually forced into a very early fight. And because of where they are currently in the circle, especially you have 2 players that are very far over to the west of Primorsk, I would say if you can pick up a car that spawns over there, get into it and leave. The more you delay this one, the harder it will get, because you're not in a circle. Actually, you're nowhere near the circle.
I know this is going to sound silly, and the timing of it is incredibly... Thank you. Is incredibly risky, but a boat Tate down the south of military base and come in through Milta Power. It would be, you know, timing would be, of course, important, but that could work out. However, Mexico from Fnatic Zombies has at least been able to get a kill for his team onto Yala Esports. And right now, Myths are looking the better team out of all three because they still have a full squad up.
Feel kind of sage for Ida, not gonna lie. He has died twice very early on in the game, 2 games back-to-back now. And you mentioned it earlier, especially last game on Miramar, where Ida did lose his life early on. He is one of the top fraggers of the entire tournament at the start, at least for the first 3 games, and I don't think that's the case anymore, purely off the back of those 2 last games. Spray will be coming out from Jamaz. Unfortunately, not enough ammo to really dent side of Myth. So they're going to be moving on out and make it far into the distance and make it to the compound. Get out now.
Smoking?
Thank you. I was like, you're pushing your luck a bit, man.
Yeah. Oh, that was, especially with all 4 in one vehicle, right? We constantly harp on about that. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, we focused quite a lot of attention on obviously 3 teams in one city. We really need to bring it back to where teams are currently rotating as we get through the blue zone of phase 1. ERS had an easy rotation from Yasnaya. It's where they drop, and they sent Mafia Ninja to scout a little bit further down to the east of Yasnaya. The Xavier have rotated extremely nicely in towards the north center area of this phase 1, and A1 Esports is right on top of this center part of phase 1. It's the kind of logging cabin hills overlooking prison. They're going to be able to get a decent bit of a control if they spread out a tiny bit on this phase 1. I understand why they aren't, because they've literally just rotated there, but now that they've got there, they need to at least send 1 player a little bit to either the east or the west to start getting information, because they can't be bunched up together, otherwise too many teams are going to get close to them.
I mean, right now, this is a blessing for A1. They got a strong position. The amount of information they could gather is really strong. But it could turn into a curse if the circle does not go their way and they do not execute their rotation out of that position effectively.
Yeah.
That's something. A1 is a good position, but it also has, just like for Spider-Man, you also have a lot of responsibilities when in such a position, right? And you must be careful of how you try and leave that location. If you're just going out on the whim without trying to pay attention to what's happening around you, things aren't going to go too well. So, talking about things that are not going too well, this could not go too well for the likes of DS Gaming or even from Na'Vi, as they're both rotating around from the northern side of George Pole. But I think that DS Gaming started picking up enough speed where Na'Vi can't really catch up, so hopefully that's not going to go back and forth. And I don't think they really want to take the fight because it's in the blue, it makes no sense. If these teams could have like an unwritten agreement of, let's not fight, let's start fighting inside the circle, I think that would be the best course of action for them.
Zeus are going quite direct into the circle from that west. I'm relatively early. Well, they started relatively early, but now they're into the circle as the phase 2 is about to pop up. Geek Fam are showing great trigger discipline, right? Why take shots on a team that are holding good momentum on their rotation? You're better off just staying quiet for the time being and then catch them out later on as phase 2 pops up. That's the way I would look at it, at least. But they're going quite deep. They've avoided Nasser, they've avoided Geek Fam, they've avoided Valdus. So really good from Zeus. Again, that kind of what seems like a bit risky, but is the opposite to an unorthodox play, is freedom for Zeus to move in.
Yeah, Zeus can just play around the position of shelter, so we'll see. Circle going to be taking a lot of the water. I wanted to actually talk about the water. A lot of water in play kind of made this a phase 2, and you can see it. Literally all of the mainland, at least most of it, will actually fit in that phase 2 circle, so nothing will change. We're not expecting any teams to go out unless a big throw of a play happens, then potentially, but otherwise this is going to be a very laid-back phase 2, even phase 3 potentially, I would say. And Valdus going straight for central position, and Blank mentioned it, right? He's paying attention to the rotations, and I've been checking out too. They are so quick to react to any kind of shift.
Yeah.
And that is what's rewarding them with being on top of their games every time. And I think that that is the recipe to success that they found. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I loved I8's rotation from Military Island and the military base. I thought it was very quick. It was clean because they wrapped around the south of Milta. But one thing that worries me about them is that they often spend too much time rotating and not enough time actually being in one position and becoming settled in that position, ready to take a team fight. It's where they've gotten caught out in the first game, etc., by not necessarily leaving it too late, but for rotating for too long and then being caught off guard for that. Right now, they're on the western edge of Prison Hillside, which isn't a bad place to be, but is very risky. Again, they gotta be aware that Prison Hill is the kind of hill where there's always a higher ground. A1 are there at the very top of that higher ground. Zeus are to the west of I8. Let's see how they deal with it coming into phase 3.
As long as you're aware of your surroundings and you're not trying to take an uphill battle, then you should be fine playing around Prison. That's the only thing you've got to keep in mind. Though, Xavier trying to move out. They're going to go... Wait, I heard you call this position so many different names. What is it now?
Museum.
Museum now, okay. Well, museum, because what was it called before? We used to call it...
it was called Walmart before.
Walmart, that's it, yeah. From Walmart to museum. I'm not going to lie, hey, culture's Pog, okay? I prefer this. Museum good, keep it up.
I'm glad it gets your approval, Max.
Yeah.
I know
went to
that
museum like a week ago. It's so fun, man. I like fossil, like dinosaurs and everything.
Fossils?
Fossil. Hey, I said it in French. Okay, it's fine. Let me.
But no. Like... I'm struggling to say you
like big dinosaur boys.
Zeus,
okay?
never mind dinosaurs. Okay, so don't worry. You're good there, man. You're good there. Reject Scarlet. They have kind of Potato Hill area under control. But what I like about it is because Potato Hill is now on the southwestern edge of the circle, it's much easier for them to spread out a little bit and get information into a more central area of the circle, and there's a much higher chance they're not really going to get backstabbed from behind. So I really like that awareness from Reject and just reacting to that circle shift on phase 2.
Yeah, phase 2, we're talking about that one, is about to close up and head into the next phase, so that could be a big exciting one, especially if it's a hard shift over to the east or down south. That's where a lot of teams are currently missing. No one's really in farm, no one's really in the position around Mansion and Prison, especially on the east. That could be a big hard shift that could go against a lot of the teams, but Reject, they're going to go up against Fnatic Zombies as they are just struggling. There's one player on the roof though, and I don't think they're fully aware of that right now. Abud could actually completely surprise the side of Reject, but now Sarah has to have the information, going to mow him down, and that's it. They lost the eyes that they had on top of that roof, and now Fnatic Zombies are just getting picked up one by one, and they only have a few players currently remaining. Salam, that was so clean. That has to be one of the quickest and snappiest breaches I've seen. They lose literally no one, and the zombies will not come to life this time around, and they are out of the lobby in 16th.
Remember what I said about spreading wings, getting information? They got the information and they pushed it perfectly. But also what I love, the reason why that worked out is, one, because the risk of having somebody in the roof, I saw what they were going for, but it didn't work out. But Reject automatically stopped Fnatic Zombies from holding the edge of that hill. The edge of the hill could have been the reason why Reject lost that fight, but because they pushed in deep and stopped the edge of the hill being held onto by Fnatic Zombies, it was an easy Reject win.
Or maybe biting down a bit more than they can actually chew. That's another big fight Reject are taking. There's a little bit more resistance, I would say, versus Bigatron. There's now Luxy and Rising still up and ready to go. Luxy needs to make up for the few weaker performances at the start of the day. Oh, his twin is going to be entering the building, going for the res potentially. The Molly goes a little bit higher up. The nades, the utility still getting traded back and forth. Now the rest of the team of Reject joining up, and Zeus, they go for a third party, man. This is a party, and they got the invitation. And Zeus gonna go actually just into the building, just more over to the northern side. Not gonna get fully involved with this fight. They want to wait for it to end before capitalizing and joining the party. So things are slow now, but they're gonna ramp up pretty quickly.
I love that the first game of the day was quite passive, quite chill, but now we're in the last game of the day. All hell is breaking loose.
We're going for it, man. They'll throw in everything they have. Throw the spaghetti to the wall, see if it sticks. If it does, you're doing good. Just trying to actually reduce the effectiveness of the two other teams against them by using that utility, finding some knocks and damage. It is making that so much easier. Zeus is currently the knife going through some butter and is looking so easy how they're playing around it. BTR still got currently 3 players. Nades, they have the idea. They know where BTR are currently playing in this location. Godless is right down below, definitely in nade range. But Bigatron, how are you going to play this one? You're all catered in one building. Maybe it will be good to jump out, send a player to actually get the information around the side of the buildings, but they want to stay catted inside, and you're going to get naded eventually. It was just a question of time. Ziol gets the first one. BTR now down to 2. is Luxy and Zuxy. Let's see how the twins can make things work out. As Luxy actually inside the smoke, they do not know. He could try and backstab it coming out from behind. Valdus pushes up, gets an extra knock. Now it's just one that's going to be remaining, and they spot him out instantly inside the smoke. And what a push from Zeus, rising up to the occasion, and now 5 kills coming their way with still 3 players. That was a push that was a little bit slow, but the execution was on point. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, and I get why they were a little bit slow in it, because it's a tricky building. As much as it's one building, it's actually a tricky building to breach, and a lot of smokes were utilized by BTR, so Zeus didn't really have the vision. So relying on the nade that eventually did secure a knock was the opening for Zeus to push in, and BTR got wiped out. Circle does shift over to the west. It could be a school/apartment finish. Great for Blacklist International. Yala are committed to school. Nasser at the moment committed to apartments, but I'm not really a big fan of that one. I8 though are looking for a bit of an engagement. No, they're disengaging away from this one and opting to play for the circle. Not a bad idea. DS, will they be able to catch one of them off guard? I don't think that's the case. Good eye gelling from I8.
Yeah, I think that's a really good call coming out from them. They can easily cross over the bridge just right up north of Rozhok, or the one a little bit further up northeast. It works out great, though you've got to be careful. Na'Vi and even the likes of Blacklist International could be there. But we're talking about the circle that could go into apartment/school. We saw one actually in the PMPL Western Europe, right, with Black Spark, I believe it was. Yep. And it's very intriguing. If it does come to that point, we'll explain a little bit what the stakes are and how things should work out for a lot of these teams. But if it does go there, a lot of teams are going to have to be very cautious of their next move, because it's not an easy compound to fight in at the end.
What I liked about I8 just there and then is that they stopped across the river first before they swept over the bridge. Getting that tiny bit of information was so valuable. I think they have an idea that Blacklists are there. They're breaching in, but they didn't see Navi. And Navi heard the vehicles, and they do third party to get a knock on the bosom.
Look at Xavier, you lose everyone except for one player's going to be actually Frankie. Stays up. Oh, there you go. Brody gets himself the knock at the end onto Lamborghini also. So a lot of kills currently are happening on the kill feed. I8, UZM, and also Crypto might be losing their life. And they are spread away. Currently the 2-2 split. 2 players taken down. Makes it really hard to really pull on assistance. And Na'Vi, they're going to be pulling up and going for the assault onto I8.
Oh my God.
Every single kill they can. Up to 4 so far. Na'Vi, can they get himself another banger game just like last one on Erangel? But can they this time convert it in a win or a top 3? That's the focus. They see Valdus moving in the distance, trying to shut them down, move them out of the way. But seem like Valdus are not ready for this fight, so they're just going to ignore it entirely.
Well, Navi kept Kitsune a little bit further back. Now Kitsune is going to look to join up with them, get closer, so they're all committed to that one area, because they got deep in that fight against I8 that they really felt like they had to commit it. If Valdus hadn't repositioned onto Rozhok Hill, Kitsune probably would have stayed there, but great awareness by Kitsune to join back up closer to his team. But other teams are looking for a mix into this northern side of the circle, right? Zeus heading in this direction.
I was just going to third party again. I mean, they could. They definitely could. The fight's going to be roaring up between I8 and Na'Vi. Oh, I think, yeah, okay, the Molly did connect for a few seconds then. Not going to get the knock on the play of Na'Vi, I believe, just yet. I think I was slowing down, but we've seen Geek Fam a lot in the kill feeding period. Like, an insane... Oh, okay, Blade, no, you can't do that, Molly, man. Ah, that hurts him a lot. Now he's down to 1 Rebers, and he's indeed going to go in and take a little quick nap and dream it up, as he's going to be out of the game. And Na'Vi will still be up as a 3-man. Losing ticks in the process, unfortunately, but still, now you've got to be careful as Zeus are creeping their way closer.
Also, just gonna love the fact that in all of that, Blacklist are just like, yeah, we're minding our own business. You guys fight amongst yourselves. We have a position inside the circle. We'll let you do your own thing over there. So really good kind of intentions from Blacklist. I would like to have seen them potentially third party, but I also appreciate the fact that they didn't. And it might not be a school finish, but it's certainly looking like a hell of a finish in Rozhok.
Oh, let's see who's going to be the first one to take Rozhok Hill under control. There's only one team that can really make it there. All the other ones will have to take an uphill battle to get there, and that is not what you want. Seem like Esports taking things a little bit slow, but they're starting to get in cars, so they're showing an intent to move away from school. Jamaz is going there first, but Concept also going to be moving into Rozhok itself, so things can get a little bit dicey as time moves on. That's going to be the uphill fight. Oh, Geek Fam as they're trying to clear out the entirety of apartment. Sanis will be the next one to follow up. They're going in one by one, and up the staircase is making it really hard for them. NASA also going to full send it through the apartment, through school, and trying to get into the circle itself. But that's it. Geek Fam actually able to win that fight, surprisingly enough. damn rude. That was damn good coming out from him.
All those classics hot drops in apartments has paid off for the side of Geek Fam. They do clear out DS Gaming. A1, by the way, avoided all of that and wrapped around and gone into the edge of the circle by school. Yala, because they shifted up onto Roshawk Hill, like you said, who's going to be the first to take it? That's going to work out, but so he gets a kill onto Kitsune. Navi being tickled down one by one, and Zeus, they're not ready to give up just yet.
Yeah, Zeus can't go on the roof. He knows there's going to be someone on Roshawk Hill. If he goes up there, he's instantly going to lose his life. And now Blacklist International, their focus is going to be shifting away from Zeus towards Na'Vi. And not even Na'Vi, NASA too. Everyone is just trying to take down a few buildings under their control. And Na'Vi also going to be poor in between a rock and a hard place. This is an absolute wrecking of a game, Imperial. Everyone is having such a hard time to hold on to it. Zeus, no way. He gets so much damage done. He's going to try and jump away. But as I said, you get on the roof, you're done instantly. About to see the opportunity, snatch away the kill away from the grasp of Blacklist International. And now Blacklist got another thing to focus on, and that is to get into the next phase circle once it shifts.
Oh my god.
What is this game?
All 4 members of Valdus are in a line on the south side of Roshawk. They have every single building covered. Now,
Back to back?
Yala are doing a fantastic job of holding down Roshawk Hill, the high ground area, but they can't actually engage on the Valdus because of that dip. If they go too far forward, they have too much of their body exposed, so Valdus are actually in cover right now.
I think that's good. Get himself some extra damage. Sam might not be able to get rezzed up. Oh, seems like he makes it into another building. I think they know the res is happening onto the back end of the building, so he's going to try and get the second nade. But unfortunately, that's another room, so NASA will be safe to go for the res onto Hassan. There you go. He's good to go. If the circle goes round top of Yala, and we talked about it, and you mentioned it, especially in Imperial, this team has been, you know, impressive. 14,000 got that much experience at this level of play, and they're looking great. But you know what's looking great? Valdus' position in the circle. Okay. Yes.
Pretty much. Although, look at Blacklist. They have the north side. Now, they do need to travel down through the Roshawk buildings, but they have a full squad, right? So they can send 2 at a time, send 1 scout forward, sweep in through. Navi aren't confident about moving forward onto Nasser. The initial knock they got, they were so afraid to push that because of potential stab from Blacklist or from you know, another team like Valdus. They are not moving.
This is going to be the sacrificial lamb trying to create a little bit of an anchor point for the rest of his team to rotate from. But they got thick and thin to go through Imperium, and they need to really take good fight after good fight. Otherwise, there's no way they're going to make it happen. Sinister does make it to another little bit of a ridge line. Sanes is going to be really close for Geek Fam, so he could play spoilers for Sinister, but it seemed like that will not be the case. Yala also spawned out from another side. Sinister gets confirmed and stolen away by Geek Fam, actually. He's going to get that. And there you go. Man, 2 teams instantly got wiped off the surface of the earth down south. That creates a lot of breathing space for not only Yala Esports, but especially Geek Fam. But Geek Fam, you need to push onto Yala if you want to even have this slight of chance to get a top 3 finish in this game.
Easier said than done.
Yep.
Andar gets revived up. Jamis is on a tiny bit of health in the sniper tower, but he pulls off the first aid. Yala are actually committing to the buildings. They're just going, nah, screw Roshawk Hill. We're out of here. We're going into the safety of the buildings. That I can respect as DRS going up against the side of Nasser.
Yeah, all cornered up in 1 extra position. That's making the spray really easy to deal with for Navi's side. And final player, Nima, going to try and clutch it up. Let's see if he can pull on a similar situation to what happened earlier on Sanhok versus DS Gaming. Another slowing down the tad. NASA going to try and confirm a few of those kills. While Na'Vi are taking a relatively big beating. Matic is still there. Could go for the res onto Meku. I think he knows Nima's right behind.
Oh, that's a lovely nade.
Properly. That's a lot of damage actually exploded mid-air. Great nade from Hassan.
And for a team that are at the bottom of the standings, have failed to really show up today, Nasser at least looking to end on a high note inside this final game of the day. Still 17 left. 17 players. Valdus have a full squad still sweeping on the south side of Roshawk.
I have one main issue here for Valdus, and as I was about to say that, is because they're so spread, if one player gets knocked, that's going to take a lot of time for you to go for the res, and you're losing more free real estate. This is what happened.
Fair.
One player getting knocked, instantly you're going to have Gui coming out to the side, trying to go for the res onto Martin, and because of that, that creates a lot more space, and the weaker sides of a position like this is going to be on the 2 sides which you're not facing. Because of that, Yala have a very clear chance of ruining this game for Valdus if they play their cards correctly.
Oh, but look at that circle shift. The road is in the middle.
Look
you have a tiny bit of the north of Rosshok can play, and the south side of Rosshok, which Valdus are in, is still inside the circle. Plus that building that Nasser holds onto, as far as I know, that's still in the circle. Navi, do you have the cojones to push on it? Navi have been underperforming today, let's be fair. They're the CIS champions. They are the EMEA champions. And where are they so far in the standings? They're down in 12th.
Nima?
Gotta do better in this final game.
I don't think Nima realized, and Nima actually crawled a little bit too close to the fire and burn the tips, and that's going to be done as they get eliminated out in 7th. 16 now remain. The thing is, with a circle like this, you're going to have 2 teams remaining potentially. The King of the North and the King of the South. That is how things are going to work out, and then they're going to have to fight over that road. That's how things should be finding closure this time around. But as you said, the team that hasn't been having a great amount of success, just like Na'Vi, they're going to have to take that fight 2v2, and only one of those will be able to actually come out on top. And from the lights, from what I'm seeing currently, Na'Vi are the one that have to push onto the side of Nasser. Great nade coming out from Concept onto Bandar, slowing down that approach from Yalla Esports, and Jamad's just able to barely survive on the slither of HP. Everything is going down south for Geek Fam as they get picked up and eliminated in 6.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Geek Fan might have been able to do something to stab Valdus in the back some way, shape or form. That hasn't come to fruition. Jamis is very low in health, so is Loka. Reluctant to try and go for the revive, knowing that another nade inside that building could be the death of Yalla Esports. Yeah, 5 teams left, 15 players.
Almost got the kill confirmed onto Bandar for a second there. This is great response for Valdus again. I know we're saying that Valdus has been doing great all the time, but because it's true. See how we said they were in the line. The weakest side was going to be where Yalla are pushing from. Now you have Concept, Gui, and also Martin putting full focus onto Yalla because they know no one's going to push over the road. It's so clean. I have literally nothing to say. I have no criticism to give because there's no criticism to be given in the first place.
Now Navi starting to move. They've Blacklist on one side, Nasser on the other though. So difficult to deal with as the Blues on a face 7. Never mind the fact
Bye-bye.
that a nade knocks down Matic.
And Nasser's nades are gamers second to none. They are absolutely shredding it, but now Blacklist, they know there's only one team that can survive in this current landscape of the game. We need to take down the 2 other teams that are sharing the buildings and the compound with us up north. That's exactly what they're going to be doing. Hassan behind the wall, got to be careful. Meku holding the staircase with UMP's got to reload. Not a lot of ammo on that weapon. It's not great to clutch it up. That's one down. Nasser, see you later. Same for Na'Vi. 2 teams instantly picked up. And they shall be the King of the North. That is going to be Blacklist International, securing a top 3 bare minimum. But now, who is going to be the King of the South? Is it going to be Yalla, or is it going to be Valdus Esports?
Oh my lord, I feel like it's going to be Valdus for the back-to-back as they take down Yalla. We're left with our final 2 teams. And knock onto Tyra creates a tiny bit of an opening. 6 is on the top floor of that building. Just keep an eye on 6. Because if 6 can get a couple of shots and suppress Blacklist even more, that could allow Valdus to sweep across the road and just go full ham on the Blacklist side.
You must be kidding me. This is absolute insanity to see that every single game today, Valdus has ended up top 3. One of those actually resulting in a win. And they might get himself a back-to-back to close off day 1 here for the Eastern PUBG Mobile World Invitational. This has to be some of the most dominant performances I've ever seen. Chucks the pan, he's like, hey, you never know, man, I might just get one. And it's a proper 4v4. But the circle, I can't even see it. They're all on top of each other. I don't even know where the circle went.
On the road, baby. It's on the road.
For sure, back on the road again. That's for sure. Nice nade, that's huge. That's what Aeon's wanted. Now they got the man advantage. But normally, they might just have enough time to actually go for the res if they're inside the circle itself, which it seems like they are. They're going to smoke it up. But because of that, Valdus are going to also lose a lot of information onto Blacklist International, and now they're creating that smoke road. They're going to be sending Alas first to actually create that distance and to actually close off that gap, should I even say. Alas going to be the first one to go on down. 4 players now up. They got the res onto 6, and now they got themselves 1 knock. Do they want to push? What is the game plan that Valdus wants to pull off?
More smoke's being thrown out, try and create a little bit of space. The movement comes in. The revive has not been pulled out. Blacklist are down to 3 players. Martin is knocked down. 6 was revived up. Valdus, they're pushing forward.
Yeah, I like it. They're sending Martin a little bit wide onto the side to get information, to see exactly how they're pushing. Claire is going to be able to get himself the kill confirm onto Martin, so no more information coming away of Blacklist International. Everything is going to the wall. I have no idea what's happening right now, but I can tell you as a fact that there's still 3 players remaining for Valdus. They are taking them down 1 by 1. There's an extra player. There's only Claire that's going to be up and ready to go, and they pick it up, Imperium.